Hello, hello, hello. It's Laura here for Free Practice Friday. I am drinking some tea that my acupuncturist suggests that I make. It's really not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's grated ginger and grated garlic, if you can believe it. And I decided on my own to put some honey in it because I just didn't think I'd like the taste of it. Not too horrible. And she said she wanted me to take it because it's warming. I looked up honey. Honey is also warming, so I think that's probably an okay thing, but I'll ask her the next time I see her. Anyway, it's not. I took a bulb of garlic about the same size of ginger. You might want a little bit more ginger and just put a bunch of honey in it and put hot water in it, steeped it for a while. It smells garlicky. It tastes mostly gingery. I don't taste a lot of the garlic. I'm sure I'm going to have garlic breath later. But anyway, let me put that aside. Today, you will be excited. Instead of me talking about stuff, we're actually going to do some movement. These are movements, probably a lot of movements that we've already done before, but we're going to do them in sort of a flowing manner. So we're going to do one a bunch of times, flow right into the next one. If you want to, you can do the whole thing with your eyes closed. You're welcome to open them anytime you need to see what I'm doing, if I'm not explaining it well enough. And if there's anything that I don't explain well, let me know because I'll find other ways to talk about it. So we're going to start off, I'm going to get my whole body in the frame here. And we're just going to start off gently closing your eyes, breathing, pay attention to some of your breath. Breathing into the belly if you're able to do that. Breathing in gently through the nose. And out gently through the mouth. Feel free to sigh if you need to. Let's turn inward. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Just take some time to focus on yourself. And if you're able, with your eyes closed, you want your feet somewhere between hip and shoulder width apart. Find a stance where you feel balanced. You might want to shift your weight left to right a little bit, front to back. Find a place where you feel physically balanced. Find a place where you feel mentally and emotionally balanced. And once you're there, we're going to hold a ball about basketball size in front of our abdomen. Maybe it's a little bit smaller, your choice. And we're going to let the arms float up to the sides to about shoulder height. And then back down, either to the sides of your body or back to the front. Might be a little bit lower than your abdomen, wherever feels good to you. The arms float up to shoulder height, elbows melt down, and the hands follow. Go at your own pace, breathing in, and letting your arms float up on the in-breath, and then breathing out and letting your arms float down. Arms should be relaxed. It's almost as if you're flying. When you come to the top, sink the elbows and let the elbows lead, and then the hands follow when you float down. Like I said, if a sigh feels good, feel free to sigh on the out breath. Breathing in gently through the nose and out gently through the mouth. This time, on your next one up, the hands will come all the way up above the head. And then they're going to run down the front of your body, palms facing downward, slightly in toward the body. When you get back down to the bottom, the arms float up to the sides, up above your head. And then float down in front of your body. The first movement is called Phoenix Ascends the Flames. This movement is known sometimes as the Great Tai Chi Circle. It's also used for the Chi healing sound. And I use it often to open a class or especially to close a class. So you may know it as the movement we do when we do the 3 closing breaths. The breathing is coordinated with this, so you breathe in, let the arms float up above you. And then when your in-breath is finished, exhale and let the hands float down in front. Do one more of these. Now the hands are going to float up in front of the body to about shoulder height. Arms are straight-ish on the way up. And then you sink the elbows, the hands come in closer to the body and float down. So we reach out to the front. And then when we sink the hands down, they're much closer to the body. You're almost making an ellipse. This is the first Tai Chi movement. Again, the inhale and let the hands float up. And then exhale and let the elbows sink and the hands follow close to the body. Breathing in gently through the nose and out gently through the mouth. As with all of these movements, the physical movement follows the breath. Let's do one more of these, stretching out in front and then sinking down. And then let's go back to the first movement. Phoenix Ascends the Flames. So hands come up to about shoulder height to your sides, elbows sink, and your hands follow. While you're doing this movement, if you feel the urge to sway, maybe forward and back, you can add that in. That's a movement we've done called standing on a boat. It's a movement on its own, but it's sometimes easier to learn when we're adding the arms to it. So our arms are swinging up and we're shifting forward. Our arms float back down and we shift back. The weight comes forward onto the toes as we shift forward and back onto the heels as we shift back. But it's a very subtle movement. The heels don't come off the ground when the weight shifts forward, and the toes don't come off the ground as the weight shifts back. It's a very, very gentle and small movement, but it can really add to these other movements that we're doing, or add to the arm movement. It means you're relaxed, you're not stiff. On this next one, arms come up all the way over the top and then float down in front of your body. See if you can add standing on a boat to this one as well. So your weight shifts forward as the arms go up and shifts back onto the heels as you come back. Shift forward and back. You might notice as you shift forward that you get just a little bit taller. And as you shift back onto the heels, you sink a little bit. Your knees are a little bit bent. Knees are always soft. They're never locked backwards. But they're a little bit straighter as you shift forward. And a little bit more bent as you shift back. So we shift forward, it's like we're about to jump off of something, and shift back like you're sitting on a tall stool at a restaurant or a bar. Let's do 2 more of these. A great Tai Chi circle. When you've completed your second one, go to the first Tai Chi movement. So that's the arms coming up to shoulder height in front. Drop the elbows and let the hands float down in front of the body. Maybe try to add standing on a boat to this as well. This is one of the easiest ones, I think, to do it with. Because when your hands are shifting up and forward, it kind of makes sense to shift your weight forward. I think we've done monkey leaps from a tree, which we won't do today, but I'll add in at some point. This is about half of the monkey leaps from the tree, so the hands are only coming up half as high. But if you think about jumping, your arms might swing forward, and then when you land, your weight shifts backwards. Remember to keep breathing. Let's do one more of these. And when you've finished it, just stand with your arms gently hanging at your sides. Let your body move if it wants to. It might want to sway, or it might want to stand still. Just revel in some of this wonderful chi that we've moved around our body. And if you're moving at all, come back to a more upright, still position. You don't need to be stiff or rigid. We're just reining in the movement a little. Place your hands, stack your hands and place them on your abdomen, below your belly button. This is lower dantian. Focus the attention there just for a moment. Then you can drop your hands and gently open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. It's been wonderful, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.